Hello. How the devil are we? Hope you're well. Thanks for coming over and joining myself. And Nick is here. Listen.
Hello.
There she is. And she's in the important part tonight. I've allowed her into the important part of the workshop. She's not got to sit in the other part. Anyway, we're here to assemble and do the first test run straight out of the box on the new, well, not new, it's been out about 6 to 8 months. What's the matter? 6 to 8 months, the Creality Ender 3 V3 KE, not the SE, the KE. Slightly quicker, slightly higher spec. I thought I'd test it. I have watched loads of review videos on this, and the reviews say out of the box it's pretty good. So we're going to get together and we're going to see what it's like. So, can you have that down there? Yeah, if you drag it down. Don't lose it though. Don't close it. Technical. Technique.
Here?
Yeah. No, no. Just click on the top tab and drag it down.
On that bit?
Yep. There you go. Well, modern technology, eh? She's spoiled. She's got 3 monitors to play with. She's spoiled.
Why is it not going?
Right. No, enlarge it. There you go. Perfect. Anyway, right. So I'm sitting on it at the moment. So let's get it onto the bench, and we will start getting unboxed. But before we do that, Nick's going to welcome you all in. Nick, if you put me onto bench, and then I will get this on, start opening it.
So we've got Clint at Wood Dancers, we've got Copperale Wood Turning, we've got Pete from Twisted Trees, we've got Norman Greenwell, we've got Klingspor Abrasives, Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks, and we've also got Susie Swiss Wood Turner. We have Dave Oatey. We also have TLS Works, Barry Chitty, Old Man River Wood Turner, Colin at Turn Links, Roy's the boy. Frank Beecroft. Doug Miller at Woodspun Around. AGK Woodworks. This mouse is like the one in the office.
I know, it's terrible.
Andy of the Valley Woodturner. Paul Finley Woodturner at Home. Robert Bortwood, Alan Gibb, Mike Evans. Snow Crusher. Not seen them on here before. Harvey Klein. And I think that might be everybody. If I've missed anyone, like I normally always say, put something in the chat and I'll give you a shout out. Just because, as Steve admitted, this mouse is pretty rubbish.
It is rubbish, absolute rubbish. I don't know if it's the batteries in or whether it's just a mouse. Right, so let's have a look what we've got in the box.
It's not operator error.
It's not operator. Ooh.
It's a box.
It's a box. Instructions.
Oh, Malcolm Douglas is on as well. I think
Hi, Malcolm. Box of goodies, filament, and tools to assemble by the looks of that. Some metal grease. Very impressive. So with the KE, you get the touch screen rather than the button and wiggle it about. That was one of the benefits that I wanted to go with the KE rather than the SE. And the other thing is the speed. This does, I believe, 500 millimeters a minute. The SE only does 250. So whether I run at that speed, I don't know. So display.
Christina Michael Heseltine's on as well.
Good evening. Power cord. The filament holder with the sensor. What we got here? This is.
Todd's put picnic. Problem in chair, not in computer. Wait.
Right, so this is the upper gantry with the print head connected. So let's see if we can get that out.
Shane Hurst is on as well.
All right, Shane. So the other benefit with this, the new printers come with dual Z screws as well, so gives you more of an accurate run.
We also have Woodwork Learner.
Hi, Andy. I'm just chucking all the rubbish over there for now.
Ivy Woodshed's on.
And then the final piece in the box is the bed. Now, the good thing with the new printers coming out now, there is no bed leveling on them. They're all automatic leveling. So this is actually on rails and bearings rather than adjustable feet like the Ender Freeze are.
Okay, so Dave Oatey's on. He said, question, being new to 3D printing, I bought an Ender 3V3 SE 3 weeks ago, so still playing. How long do you recommend leaving the print to cool down before taking it off the bed?
As soon as the bed's cool, really. If you're using a magnetic board like these, as soon as that's finished printing, you can take it off. All my printers have these magnetic beds on, but to be honest, most of them run or stop when I'm not in there anyway. So I just come in when they're finished printing and just take them off. So let's get that off of there. Got a tape stick well. There was just a few little things that the KE did different to the SE. That's why I went for the KE rather instead. Right.
Dave said, great, thanks, Steve.
Right, so that's the basic bed. I will read the instructions to put it together. It don't happen very often, but I will do. Like I say, these are slightly different than the Ender Freeze. They actually run on a rail system, so there's no bed adjustment to do, which was anybody who does 3D printing knows that learning to set the bed is the most important part of 3D printing, because if you don't get that right, nothing else, it won't print. So learning to set your bed level is the most important part of 3D printing. So basically we're going straight into putting a gantry on it, which is straightforward by the looks of that. Thread that wire, got to thread this wire here for our Z-axis through that hole there, and then bolt it down.
So Woodwork Learner said, be nice to see what this is like, as thinking of replacing my old moded Ender 3 Pro. And Colin said, should have waited for the plain V3 that came out a couple of weeks ago, even higher spec.
The what? Which one was that?
The plain V3.
Haven't seen that one.
Woodwork Learner said, Steve, with your experience, you should have it built in 10 minutes.
I won't go that far, but I'll try my best. Right, so we have 2 screws to go into there to hold that down by the looks of that. So let's do that first. I take it these are all the screws to hold that down. They're the only screws in here, other than the ones to hold the display on. Yeah, I've built 1 or 2, let's put it that way. But this one's totally different to what I'm normally build. So we want that one, I would imagine.
Woodwork Learner said, I like my bed level, saves falling off it. Pete said, why all the wired called Fred? Make sure you read the English part as well.
Oh, really? I've not got to read the Oriental ones. Why do they give you a great big long bit like that on there? That is ridiculous. Just bangs on there all the time. Normal Allen key would be much easier. But I want to use everything that's in the box to get it together. Normally I'd use my own Allen keys. But so we're going to flip it on its side and get this bit together. So 3 screws in the bottom here. Can you go to mobile cam, please? This camera is taking a little while to boot up for some reason. There we are. So it's 3 screws in the bottom here.
Alan Gibb is on. I don't know if I gave him a shout out before. Can't
He
remember
did
now.
say, I think before. Alan Gibb. Turn that heater up. It's a bit warm in there now.
I'm glad you think so.
So they do say that this should take around about 30 minutes to put together. So we'll let's see. Just move that around a little bit.
Roy said, Steve, have you any plum filament? Lol.
I think I made a mistake. I think I put them screws in there, and that should be them 2 little black ones, I think, in there. So let's just quickly take those out. Don't label the bags. It'd be easy if they labelled the bags to let you know where certain things go. Never mind.
So Dave Oatie's asked, do you find silk PLA filament is any different to print with the normal PLA?
I print everything other than all the buddy range in silk. The dragons, the dinosaurs, the lizards, and all that I print those all in silk PLA. The only thing I do find with silk is you need to keep your area cool. If this filament gets too hot, it will cause issues in the print head. So you need to keep, I had my heater on too high and the printers were getting too hot in the enclosures and it was causing issues with the PLA silk rainbow effect. No, camellia effect, sorry, filaments were getting too hot and they were going, they were clogging quite easily. And when I worked out what it was because the filaments were getting too warm because they were getting too hot in the enclosures. And once I sorted that problem out and let them cool down a little bit, or kept them cool, it cured the problem. And they're not clogging at all now, which is a bonus. So yeah, it's just a case of getting it working right. But I do like the silks. You get a nice sheen with them, get a nice effect. All my dragons and lizards and all that I print are now, or I print all in silk. I'm now printing for a first. I'm trying a vase, a twisted vase. I've never printed one yet. I thought I'd try one, see how it goes. I'm now trying a new filament as well. I normally stick with ender filament only, but they don't do many rainbow or camellia colours. So I'm now using a filament called Everyone, I think it's called, which I'm trying. So we'll see how that goes. So that obviously goes in there.
So Andy's got a question. Valley Wood Turner. He's put, I have one filament that always wants to string. How can I avoid this?
If it's stringing, it's either not hot enough, or is it not hot enough, or is it too hot? It's too hot, I think, if it's stringing. Right, so now we've got to put the display on.
Doug said he's asked a question twice and that's blocked him. YouTube's blocked him, which is strange. JP's on.
Hi JP, how you doing, bud?
Doug Miller's asked how much should he expect to pay for a second-hand unit?
Hmm.
Suppose it depends which one you're going for, really.
Yeah. And depends on how much work it's had. I'd be, unless you know anything about second-hand, I mean 3D printing, I'd perhaps stick with a new one, because you can spend a lot of time trying to sort problems out that you think is a printing problem, and it's actually a printer problem.
Ian in the shed is on.
Hi Ian. I managed to buy 2 Ender 3s. I got the pair for 100 quid, but I did spend another £150 on them, modifying them and getting them up to spec, because they'd been used and not really been looked after. They'd just been let run. So
Woodwork Learner said one thing you might not know is you must keep your filament dry, else they splat.
yep, they do.
Dancers of Aardvarks is on.
Hello. I think that's Mike, in it. Dance with
Yeah.
Eyes. I'm getting better with these names.
Pete don't remember mine.
Who are you? Right, so next page. Filament holder.
Vinnie Charlton's on as well.
Right, Vinny, how you doing? One thing I didn't see in the box was the spiral bit for that.
Oh no, it's Miskin.
I didn't see the spiral bit for the tube bit for that. I need to move my camera. Let's just move that out of the way. Is it in this box still? Oh yeah, it's still in the box. That's why I didn't see it.
The one you threw.
Yeah, the one I threw.
Bit silly.
So what we're going to do is put on the filament holder now. So we will.
JPN Company's on.
Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you're from.
Ian in the shed said I'm having temperature issues with my Ender 3v2. Still haven't worked out what is going on.
Temperature issues, as in too hot, too cold, what? See, the thing is with 3D printers, people think 3D printers are like any other machine. You buy them, you plug them in, and they run perfect. They don't. They take a lot of titivating. They take a lot of getting right. And if you don't get them right, they will never run, or you won't get a decent print out of them. I spent ages. I bought the Ender 3 V2, the first printer I bought, and I did everything when I bought it to the book, and I could not get it to print. I couldn't get it to stick to the bed. I spent, must be nearly a week, I imagine, watching videos on how to set up the printer. I checked all the feed rates, because if the feed rate's not right, you won't get the proper level bed. If the feed's too quick, it will push out extrusion filament too much. If it's not, feed is not enough, then it won't issue enough, and there'll be gaps. It's a massive wormhole, and I spent best part of 2 weeks setting it up and learning how to set it up properly. Once you get to learn how to do it, it's easy, but it's all about learning how to do it first. Checking the printer, making sure the extrusion rate is correct. Even if you have an older printer like an Ender 3 and it's got the Biden tube on it, if you change it from a Biden tube to a direct drive, you then need to make sure that the steps are correct for the direct drive, because if not, that'll either be over extruding or under extruding. So you need to make sure all those, and if it's not extruding correctly, then you're not going to get a perfect print.
Okay, so Greenhaven Creations is on.
Hello.
Roy has said, could you do a chameleon dinosaur for a young lad that has autism and is mad about them, please?
Dinosaur. What sort of dinosaur, Roy?
Pete said, so basically, Steve, you're saying the 3D printers are like women.
Yeah, very temperamental. Very temperamental.
Ian in the shed said, nozzle's getting hot. Machine seems to think it's cold, so won't print anything. It's either a bad cable or dodgy board.
That's the sensor inside the printhead, I would imagine. Inside, I've got a Ender 2 printhead, or Ender 3 printhead here. I will show you. Inside the printhead is a temperature sensor. Not that one. One of these boxes. No, not that one. That many boxes here. I should write on them really what's in them.
Albert Dawson is on.
Hi Albert, how are you? Thanks for coming over.
JPN said, is there such a thing as a 3D wood printer? I know plastic and concrete ones exist.
No, I don't think so. You can get wood fibered filament.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. A dinosaur with spikes.
With spikes. Oh, God's sake. Every box.
What's that called? One with the spikes.
Toronto.
The one that's on all fours, not T-Rex. They're not got spikes, are they T-Rexes?
No, T-Rex. Ah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Right, so Ender 3 heat head. I'd personally change the whole head, but it's up to you if you just want to change the heat element. So inside the heat head, you have a temperature probe. This is your heating element, and then you'll have a temperature probe. If the temperature probe is not if there's no temperature coming through to your motherboard, it's either one or two things. It's either come unplugged from your motherboard, which is that little tiny plug there, or this sensor has gone faulty. I would personally, you can buy this whole setup all pre-wired for around about £20. I'd change the whole lot and keep this as a spare. This is one I took off of my other machine when it was a Biden, tube, and I changed it to direct drive. But like I say, that goes into there. That's the temp. Well, actually, it goes into that side. That's the temperature probe, and then the heat sensor basically just goes in that hole there, that little tiny hole there, and then there's a screw that holds it in place like that. That's all it is, just a temperature probe. If it's like I say, if it's not reading hot end temperature, it's either that sensor or it's come unplugged from the motherboard. Check the motherboard, make sure it's not come unplugged. If it still fails, then like I say, it's up to you if you buy just the probe, but I would personally buy the whole thing. That makes more sense to me, because if one part's failed, the rest could possibly fail at a later date.
So, Woodwork
Right.
Glenn has said I got an early Ender 3 Pro, replaced the board to 32-bit, touchscreen, firm wave nozzles, etc. Didn't bother with the direct divers. That's for flexible filament printing. Woodworm Paul's on. Todd said, does the dinosaur look like Wayne O'Brien?
Oh, that was a bit harsh.
Doug said he was asking the question because he's seeing them listed for less than $100.
Yeah, but it depends again what condition they're in, Doug.
So we've got Stegosaurus or Triceratops. Don't know which ones they are. JPN, the wood filament comes out very plastic. Also wears the nozzles out quick.
Yeah, well, it's very abrasive, isn't it?
One.
Right, so I think that is about it.
Ian said, thanks, I'll take it apart tomorrow and have a look. We'll probably change it all at that price if I need to.
Yeah, I would change the head. When you buy the head, you get it all in the. I don't know if I've got a spare one here. You get it all pre-wired. No. Yeah, here's a new one. Here's a new one. So you come like this. They come in a box like this, all pre-wired. And what I do is, if you're gonna drag the new wires through, make sure you get it for the Ender 3 though, not for another machine, because the wires might not be long enough. But what I do is I cut the existing wires up near the print head, and then I use the existing wires. I tape the new wires to the old wires and use the old wires to drag it all the way through, because it goes through like a wear resistant netting like that, and it's hard to get it through otherwise. But use the old wires to drag the new wires through.
Look.
What? Oh, I don't know. That's YouTube buffering.
Yeah, YouTube's buffering, I think. Fred Gilliver is on as well.
Hi, Fred. Have we frozen, folks, or are we still going?
Todd said he's had 2 adverts on his. Come on, we ain't had them, have we?
No, I don't know his adverts. Adverts are turned off. I don't know. That might be us. That might just be us. So don't worry about that. Has everybody else still got a live feed?
Rob has Klingspor.
Right.
Doug said he had to go out and come back in. Susie said hers is okay. Doug said it's good. Dance of Aardvark's still going.
Right. Okay.
So it might just be us then.
That might just be our internet. Still pushing out. What are we pushing out?
What we said going well, Steve. Fred said all good here so far.
Oh,
AGK all good here, so it's just probably that.
Oh, internet's slow. Look. It's only 7.
Did she turn the computer off upstairs?
I don't know. Go and ask her. If she needs to turn her phone off. Right. So that's assembled now. So what we need to do now is basically plug it in, try it. So one thing I have just checked, I've just made sure that the power on the back there is on 240 volt, because it comes at 240 or 110. I'm just going to double check that because I can't really see it. I need a bit of light on it. Let me get my phone on it. Yeah, it's on 240 volts. So we make sure we don't want to turn it on. Doesn't really matter, because if it's 110 that won't fire up, but obviously if it was the other way around, you don't want to blow it up. So that is now assembled, hopefully. He said, I've done all the instructions. There's 2 pages. So like the reviews say, it only takes about 10 minutes to put it together. So let's get it plugged in and see how it goes. You keeping it on the chat, yeah?
Just turn the Wi-Fi off, Stephen.
Don't turn the Wi-Fi off.
Mine, you numpty.
All right. Right, so let's plug this in. Where's it plug in? Good question, Steve. Where's it plug in? Right around that side.
Wooden Bells on. They've had 2 commercials as well. I don't know why they've all had commercials and we ain't.
Don't know. The commercials are turned off. It's YouTube trying to flog you blooming stuff again.
Lucy Sweet Potato Bundy Rose on.
Sweet potato.
Sweet
What on earth's that?
Potato. I don't know. Just give me chance. Woodwork Learners had YouTube die. Mike and Christine said they've had 2 adverts.
I don't understand. Look, it says here, you can turn on your ads. They're turned off. It's YouTube. I hate it. I hate YouTube being adverts. Crazy. Right, let's power this up. See what happens. We've got live.
Roy said he's now got U-Fibre. That's a big difference. Yeah, a lot of them saying they've had adverts.
I don't know what that's about then.
Nigel Harvey's on.
Hi, Nigel. Right, so perform nozzle warm up is the first step. Let's go English. Next step. Privacy. Yeah, I've read all that. Right, so we can connect this to our Wi-Fi. Actually, I'll do that now, because if not, I will struggle later, I think. So, time zone, we are in. What are we in time zone? I don't understand all these. Oh, GMT, there we go. Next, network connection.
Ian said you pulled that film off too quickly for it to be satisfying.
Right. Welcome to self-test process. Phase 1, place the printer on a platform. So it's now doing a self-check sequence.
God, look at the internet's really low there.
That is really low. I don't know why it's so low. I had a knife on there and it's gone.
It's not that bad. You got to do anything with the knife.
I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm going for it.
What sort of knife? A knife, fat one knife?
No, Stanley knife. This'll do. Right, so it's doing the self-testing. I think that I'll test the bed level and do that. I'm going to use the filament that come with it just for a test.
They say you're working on your own time zone. That's about right.
Always in my own time zone. Look at that filament. That's well wrapped in it. They always say use well wrapped filament. Look at that.
Norman says his keeps switching to if I got news for you.
Have you got news for us, Norman?
Roy just said to Rob that no sanding tonight, and Rob he'll forgive you. And just this once.
Get rid of all that rubbish. So what's this doing now?
Benjamin's on.
Right, Ben, how you doing? Automatic Z offset. What that is about? So it's nozzle heating. Hotbed is now heating. Hopefully it should heat up a bit quicker. My V2 heats quite quick compared to my end of freeze.
Woodwork Learner said, how quiet is it compared to your others?
Very quiet. I can hardly hear. I can just hear the.
You got it turned on. That's why.
Yeah, I can just hear the motherboard fan going. That's about it. But obviously, there's nothing going at the moment. But once it's printing, we'll actually be able to see how quick it actually prints. I'm not how noisy it is when it's printing. Sorry. But at the moment, the fan sounds. Mine just new. My other ones have done a lot of hours, so it sounds a lot quieter than my other ones. But like I say, the thing I did like about this is you can connect this to the internet. So rather than having to plug in, you get you don't put SD cards into this one. You put a memory stick into it. So if you can get with my others, you have to put a micro SD card in. But this one being Wi-Fi, I should be able to transfer files straight from my slicer straight to the printer, which would be nice. Save me keep putting cards in and taking cards out and putting cards in, taking cards out. So we'll see. Like I say, we'll give this a chance to heat up. It says once it's performed tests, nozzle warm up, then obviously.
Susie's on a 6 advert. Robert Bortwood said, "Ad for Gorilla Super Glue."
I don't understand why that's bringing adverts in. Right.
I don't know if we're frozen.
Are we still coming through, guys, or are we frozen? No, adverts. So why are they getting loads of adverts? I don't understand that. I hate that. For what adverts? I'd click the advert button on it, wouldn't I? Right, so it's now purging the nozzle. Or cleaning the nozzle, it says, but that's purging the nozzle, so it's pushing some filament out. So that's a little bit noisier now because the two side fans are just kicked in.
Well, he's not had no ads, and his isn't frozen, but he said he's got that U5. But Ian in the shed said his flashed black again, and he might not be getting ads as he's got premium. Frederick Day said, "Wait, can you print other material other than plastic, i.e., low melt and point alloys?"
No, it's a 3D printer. Only prints plastic.
Yeah, a lot of these are saying you're fine.
Yeah, that's our internet then. I'm not going to worry about it as long as we can't see it. As long as we yeah, so what it is there's loads of different filaments. There's PLA, PET, PLA plus, GTE, and loads of other different filaments that you can print, but you can only print plastics. I ain't gone through that. The sensor, stupid boy Pike. I ain't going to print not through the sensor, is it? Should know that by the other printer, shouldn't I? Right, so it's now set. So it's done the nozzle heating. It's now checking the bed levels. You can see. Don't know if you can see there. Can you? Got to go on overhead or bench. Don't tell me. Oh, here we go. So as you can see here, it's now doing. It's now going to test the bed leveling. So it's now going to go 25 different positions, and it should calculate. It should then map the bed.
Dave Oatley said there's a printer that you can print chocolate. That's
Ooh.
my kind of printer.
Trouble is, once it's finished, you'd eat it, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't it melt though, because it gets hot? Woodwork Learner said his has gone again, but everyone else is saying they're fine.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why YouTube's having problems tonight.
What should that be at that internet?
About 12. I set it to kick out 10, but we normally run at 12 or 13.
It's now, it didn't. Oh, it's gone back down to 8, 7, 7.
When we finish the live, I'll turn the router off and reboot it. Right, so that's now finished complete. So it's now mapped the bed. So we're going to OK that. So what we're going to do is,
Turn the Wi-Fi off on your phone.
so we're going to plug this in, like it's asked us to, and we'll see what's on. There should be a model on here. USB drive. There we go. It's a, what do they call it? It says boat, but it's called something else. Whatever it's called. So let's print that. It says 220 degrees. That's hot. Normally, mind you, it's running faster. So let's print that and see what happens, shall we? Let's see how quick it prints it. So we've got the temperature, nozzle temperature here, which is 84 degrees at the moment, and then the bed temperature at 57 degrees. So obviously it said the bed had to be, or the nozzle had to be 220. So we'll see how that works. Right.
Woodwork Glen says, I want the size that prints cement but does chocolate instead. Roy said that was a quick setup. He
Yeah.
wants one that prints Doombar.
Doombar. So the nozzle's now heating real quick. That is really quick. That's now at 170 degrees. That's heating really, really quick. And then the bed has got to go up to 60 degrees.
Benchy, it's called.
Benchy, that's the word.
They've
Benchy.
put it on here. Dave and Ian and Colin at Turn Links.
That is really quick. That nozzle heated up a lot quicker than even my V2. Really quick. So now I should start printing. It should purge the nozzle, and then it should start printing. So we'll see how that goes.
Just put your earphones to it because I want to know how noisy it is.
That's it. My earphones are virtually touching it. That's really quiet. Mind you, there's no fans going on at the moment on the print head. Once the fans start on the print head, then I'll put it on.
Your other ones isn't that noisy though, are they?
The fans are. Once all the fans are going, because you've got a fan on the motherboard, and then you have a fan on the. There you go. The fans are just started on the head. Can you hear that? So the fans are just started there. It's a little bit noisier now. It keeps going up and down temperature. I don't know why it keeps going up and down temperature. Seems false economy to me. Keep going up and down temperature. It might print quicker, but it takes a long while to get going.
Roy said, is it connected to a computer?
Nope. It's running all off this flash drive. Like I said, my other four in the other room, they run off of micro SD cards. So you install the program onto, or the file, the G code, onto the micro SD card, then plug it into the machine. This one is Wi-Fi and a memory stick, so I can connect it to my Wi-Fi, which I will do. So then I can, once I've sliced it on the computer, I can ship it through the router straight over to the printer, and should be able to print it straight onto the printer. And you can also download an app for this, so that you can see the progress of it printing. So you can have alerts on your phone if there's an issue, or it runs out of filament, or it stops printing for any reason, like if you get a power cut, and when it's finished. So you can get several different notifications through it.
Sorry, Lucy, you couldn't answer your question because I couldn't get a word in edgeways. But no, he's still going. She said she's having trouble.
So it's now remapping the bed, and hopefully we should be going. It takes ages to start up. I don't know why.
Don't be so impatient.
Well, it's supposed to be quicker.
What do you want to get going? You take a while to get going, don't you?
And that's just getting out of bed anymore. But like I said, with printers, you can always tweak them to make him a lot more efficient and print better. You know what I mean? This is perhaps going to print a lot quicker and be okay to print, but I'm still going to fiddle with it and tweak it to get it to print to the best of its ability. I want this to print as good quality as my other ones, but quicker, if that's possible.
Dave Oaty said he set up a camera to keep an eye on his whilst printing. Good idea. Colin said that is slow. It is running Clipper, isn't it?
I don't know what it's running. What software? I don't know what software it's running, to be honest. But there's no updates for him at the moment. There's a guy I follow on YouTube who does a lot of updates and shows you how to run machines a lot quicker. And he's even said that at the moment there's no updates for these. But as soon as they come out, obviously people will be tweaking them. Print nozzle's different as well to my other ones. It's a lot bigger. My other one's only half the size, that only perhaps up to that bit there. Still a 0.4 nozzle. I think we're going for it.
So Woodwork Learner said that's a good reason not to buy second hand, as you don't know if the thermal cutout sensor works. They've been known to set on fire.
Exactly. Oh, blimey, Gov, that is quick. Look at that. Blimey.
Dave Oaty said the SE runs Cura as default.
Yeah, I do use Cura. I don't use Clipper. I use Cura. But the software on the board is a different piece of software, I think. So normally these benches take about 25 minutes to run, to print.
How long
And this
is it saying?
That's saying 16 minutes. So now it's going. Don't know if you can hear it. So the main thing you can hear is obviously the noise of the bearing on the rails at the bottom. That's what you can hear most of.
So Woodwork Learner said, which one on YouTube, Steve?
He's an Australian guy.
Rob from Klingspool said this is so different from the bamboo printers. Pete said this is too big a subject for me. I already got a laser. That scares me enough. Colin says Cura is the slicer. Clipper is the onboard software it used to be Marlin.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the onboard software is. I know there isn't no updates for it at the moment. But saying that, I run my others on Marlin, and they seem to run fine. I do like Marlin. It's not an issue. At the end of the day, I don't care as long as it works properly. Like I said, I don't print anything that's real high quality or high definition, because most of the time they're printing the buddy range, so they're not really precision. Well, they are precision, but they don't need to be real high definition. That is printing really, really quick. I'm impressed. It's come down to 14 minutes now.
I wish when you get going, your time would have come down.
I'm a little bit older than that, love. Have I got some stickers?
I think I'm gonna get rid of you and get a new model.
Oh, thanks for that. Got some cool stickers there, look. Thanks for that.
Can you what's the thing you wait? Upgrade, did you say? No, what did you say you're waiting for? There's not an upgrade.
Yeah.
That's what I need for you. Get you a new program.
I need more than an upgrade, love. One thing I will say is that's not very much infill on that. That's perhaps only 5% infill.
Pete put, so the y-axis is the table, X and Z the print head.
No. Y, Z, Z. So Y is back and forth, I think. Yeah, I think Y is back and forth. X is left to right. Z is up.
So Colin at Turnlink said one of the online reviews he read said it was cut down version of the Clipper, and a cut down version of Clipper, and it can be replaced with proper Clipper.
Oh, right, I don't know. That I don't know. I will play around with it and find out more about it.
Woodwork Learner said, Steve, have you tried flexible filament? Can be fun projects, but often hard to get right.
I see Rob's thing on Facebook the other day of him using that rubbery filament, and I actually sat there thinking, what could I make out of it? But no, at the moment I just use PLA because all I really make at the moment is obviously the buddy range, which is going most of the time, and then when I get craft fairs and get low on stock, I make the dragons and the lizards for the craft fairs, and I make those out of the camellia PLA, which is silk. But like I say, the stuff I actually use for the buddy range is just a black PLA.
TPU filament.
Yeah, you can get TPU as well. Is that the rubbery stuff? Is it TPU?
That's what Dave Oatie's put.
The trouble is, there's loads of different. I look at them and I sometimes just have a look on Amazon and that and look at the different filaments. You can get like marble effect, you can get like granite effect, you can get the wood effect one. You mean, where do you draw the line? You mean, I've perhaps got 30 different filaments in there now. Where do you draw the line? That's the question, isn't it?
Chisky Wood Creations is on.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
And Colin at Turn Link said, have you tried the MRI SCOC firmware on your V2, Steve? If not, it's worth having a look.
No, I haven't. Just write that down, Nick, please. Pencil in that pot at the back.
Is it right? I'll write it on this bit of paper?
Yeah, write it on the back though, please. I will have a look, Colin. Thank you very much. I know this is going super quick. I print all my other printers, whatever than my Ender 3 Max runs at 80 millimeters a minute. The 3 runs at 70 millimeters a minute, and the reason I run it at slower is because I tried to run at 80 and I got like a shadow line in the print, so I just knocked it down 10 millimeters a minute. So my theory is, if this should run 500 millimeters a minute. If I can run it comfortable at get good quality at 250 millimeters a minute, I'm running this at like 3 times faster than the Ender 3s. So I should be able to produce the buddy range quicker, and it should cost less in time because I'm not using so much electric. So that's my thinking.
Okay, so shush a minute. Woodwork Learner said marble and granite look good. I bet it would do look nice. Susie wants to know, do you have any photos of your finished dragons and lizards? You showed some video clips a while ago, but none where the finished result was shown.
There's one here. I'll show you. These
in the shed said, I wish I had the wall space to get more of the buddy range. Colin said it is on GitHub and it is free and very good.
Right, thank you. Right, so I'm been printing. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? This one. Right, so this is the lizard.
They're going to show you, Susie.
This is a lizard, an articulated lizard in camellia. Yep, see that? Chameleon colours. This is an articulated, supposed to be crocodile, but that looks like a lizard to me as well. So that's in camellia as well, or chameleon colours as well. Different filaments. This one is red, purple, and blue. This one is green and yellow, as you can see. And then this is a dragon. This is a short dragon. I don't know if you can see the whole length of that, can you? So that's a short dragon, and that's in yellow, red and blue. Camellia flakes, camellia filament, and as you can see, as you turn it, it changes colour. So I do these. These are the only 3 different styles I do. I don't do loads of different styles, but they come in all different colours.
Where Ian said he wished he had more wall space to get more of the buddy range, Pete said, I know, Ian, I'm still waiting for Steve to 3D print me more wall shop workspace.
I'll send you a little tiny bricks, Pete.
Pod said, how long do the chameleons take to print?
A dragon takes 10 hours, 10.5 hours. The crocodiles take about 12, I think, and the lizards take about the same.
So Susie's asked a question which probably a lot of people will be thinking. Is this all in one print, or do you print lots of parts and attach them together to make the animal?
No, it's all one print. You print it as you saw the short. If you go on YouTube, I showed the short the other day, it actually prints in position, stuck to the build plate. And then once it's finished printing, you just break it off the build plate. And I always print my dragons and lizards and all that onto a raft. So the reason I do that is because, like I said to you before, that on my other printers you have to set the bed height. Well, if you put a raft down and the bed's not 100, sometimes the beds have got a little bit of a drop in the middle. They're not perfectly flat. Well, if you do a raft, that will get rid of any imperfections in the bed level. So you get a better keying down to the bed, the print bed, and then that will take any imperfection out. So the first layer is absolutely perfect. Takes a little bit longer, uses a little bit more filament, but I'd rather that than get halfway through it and it comes unstuck from the heat bed. So they come all printed. So what you do is you peel off the hint bread and you gently peel it off of the raft, and they are articulated as you just saw. They come all as one piece. They print all together, all linked up, and all you have to do is peel it off the print bed.
Roy said, that's long. And Susie said, that is amazing. You had some, didn't you, where these ones, the dragon ones?
Yeah, when I first started I had a couple fail where on the joints they weren't quite perfect, and what I did is I increased the infill and made them a bit stronger.
And the ears fell off, didn't they?
Yeah, that's good again because the infill I got up the infill and they're a lot better. But you go by, because those ones I actually downloaded from Thinker Thieves. I didn't design those; they actually come downloaded, and they tell you to do like 20% infill, which is what I did, and it didn't work very well. So I increased it to 40, I think 40% infill, and they're a lot stronger. And it doesn't. You mean, okay, it might add 10, 20 pence to the price of the product, but it's worth it because they're a lot stronger product. So this is now 61%, and we've been going 12 minutes. So that's impressive. I like that. What do I need to? I need to test one of my own prints, don't I, really? So while that's quickly printing, I will just drag up something quickly of a test piece. Not on that printer though.
Woodwork Learner said, how big is your failed print bin?
I've had one that's been going for 9 hours, and then it's moved on the bed. That's before I started using rafts. So let's have a look.
I think he meant how many things you've thrown in the bin.
Oh, loads. Absolute loads. 3D printing is one of those things where
It's like Marmite, I think.
you'll get a situation where you'll spend a month and you won't have a fail, and then all of a sudden you'll end up with 2 or 3 fails. And unfortunately that's just the way it goes. Right, let's have a look.
Yeah, Ian said, Brothers Make did a recent video recycling waste 3D filament if you've got a bin full, Steve. Susie said, do you print dragons with wings? Someone else has asked that before, haven't they?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, have I tried one with wings? No, I don't think I have tried one with wings.
Yeah, that's something for you to have a look at.
I think you'd struggle. I think you'd have to have. I think you'd have to have some support underneath it to obviously allow it to support the wings. And whether that comes off clean, sometimes, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. That might be worth trying. But I don't think I've actually seen any models with wings for dragons.
Malcolm Douglas said, it isn't David's day today. He should have been printing a Welsh dragon.
So I'm just trying to bring this. No, not that one. What I'm looking for, I can't find.
Got your glasses on.
Yes, I've got my glasses on. Do you know the cheek of some people?
He's getting old now, bless him. His eyes are failing him.
Ain't just me eyes.
His body's failing him. Go on, say it. I'm waiting for it. His wife's failing him.
I would have gone there.
Yeah, you would have done.
I was actually looking for the the computer's telling me it's got a problem, it's got to restart. Oh my god, what is going on?
So Dave Oaty said, I've printed one good one tonight, had one fail, and now on the third print all different things. Colin at Link said, changing the subject, anyone going to Newark next week, pop past and say hello. I'll be on the AWGB stand.
I'll be there, Colin, on the Saturday. I'd be there on the Saturday, I'd be.
Wooden Bell's going. Rob from Klingspall's going on the Friday.
Oh, Rob, you let us down.
Woodwork Learner said, 3D printing has come on a long way from when I first started. So much easier to create something. Even when you first started, though, isn't it?
Yeah, technology has come a long way, even in a couple of years. Lockdown was when I bought my first one. And like I say, I struggled for the first 2 or 3 weeks. I struggled to even just print one of these, a Benchy.
Oh, Frederick Day, listen to this one. Is it possible to take a photograph and print a 3D likeness?
I don't know if you can print a 3D likeness, but what you can do is you can print, I can't remember what they call them. You print them in white filament, but they're really wafer thin, and they're like it's like the picture being protruded through the filament. I can't remember what you call them, but they look really cool.
Something else for you to play about with.
Yeah.
Ian in the shed said he can't make note this time, couldn't get his shift covered. That's a shame. Woodworm Paul said, Steve, have you ever thought about printing fishing lures? There's millions of fishermen.
Would they work plastic though? Would they not break if the fish bit into them? Don't you think there's enough plastic in the sea?
Pete said, Steve can't be failing already. He has months to go before he's as old as Terry.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
Pete, he's also put, I'll be there Friday afternoon and Saturday. Roy said he's going Saturday. Woodwork Learner said, you can. There are scanners that convert your image.
Yeah.
It's called lithophanes.
What, that printing? What, that picture thing? Nicola?
See, yeah. So you're learning from these as well as them learning from you.
Yeah, I did read up. I watched the video and I thought it was quite a cool effect with pictures. Computer's taking forever to print boot up now. Oh, it's on the floor. Oh my god, it's the lead out of my pencil.
Oh no.
Right, so we are now on the roof of this Benchy, and we've got.
So Todd says, how much filament is used, and what does the print in a dragon cost to print? So how much filament?
Ooh, that I can't tell you at the moment because my computer's just booted up.
Because.
Well, I need to work that. The slicing software tells me how much filament I'm using. I can't remember how much filament is used on a dragon until I boot up the computer. So we're now coming to the last little bit of that, and that actually doesn't look too bad, other than a little bit of shadowing on the front of the boat, which I can see.
Harvey said, what is a raft? He's new to this.
Right, a raft is, if you would say, for instance, you're printing that benchy, and you wasn't 100% on your adhesion on your print bed, these, I would recommend, anybody who's got a glass print bed, I would recommend throwing away and getting one of these textured ones because they're so much better. So what a raft is say for instance you was going to be printing that on a glass bed and you didn't think that was going to stick very well. This is one from one of my dragons. So what this does is that would print that first. So this would stick. You can adjust the size of these. I think Kira's default set is 15mm. I knocked mine down to 5mm just because it saves a little bit of time and also saves a little bit of filament. So what you do is that would print that first. I would print that first, and then the model. Let me get a dragon. No, a crocodile. So what that would do then, that would be stuck on there like so. So that would print that on there like that, as that is there. So what you would do then, you'd let your bed cool down, and then you would peel the dragon or crocodile, whatever you want to call it, off that bed very carefully, and it's just lightly stuck. There's a small air gap, I think 0.2 of a millimeter of an air gap between that and that, which just allows that to, you can just see the outline where it's stuck. So it's just the outer edge where it's stuck. And then you just gently peel that off of that, and then you end up with that already articulated, ready to do whatever you want to do with it.
Right, so we've got lots of things on here. Just wait a second. So Robert Bortwood said, so I take it you could print maker's labels to stick to the underside of your turned goods.
Could do if you want to.
Yep. Woodwork Learner said, they work great, Steve, but take hours to print. Dance of Aardvarks, there's a program that lets you do 3D sculpture, like working with clay, and then 3D print. Looks like fun.
Well, if you're no.
Oh, because I was going to burp. Didn't want to burp down the mic. Dave Oakley said, can't you tell Nikki's there? Copperell said, if it drops things, we can call it Steve.
Oh, what's going on there?
Right. Christine and Michael Heseltine said, can we see from the front, please, or the side? Of what, Christine? Or Michael, whoever it is.
I think they're on about a dragon, aren't they? Just let me get this booted up. I'm just trying to get a basic print so I can print one of my own products. Oh, that's stuck on there. So the good thing with these are...
Unless you meant from the front or side of that.
So the good thing with this is you can just peel that and that'll pop straight off. So I would recommend anybody who's got a 3D printer. Like
Steve, they didn't see that because the light was shining on it, mate.
Oh, didn't see what?
Well, exactly what you just done, because that was glaring.
Oh, right. Well, that just pops off. This is metal, magnetic metal, or magnetic, and this is a magnetic plate. So that just sticks onto there. And these are so much better than the glass beds. If you can get them back in place like that, you can't. Right, so that's the benchy printed. So the only thing I can see at fault on the benchy, this is being really critical or really picky. Don't know if you pick it up on the camera. Actually, put it on that camera, Nick. Put it on that mobile camera.
Where's my mouse gone?
Press the button. So let's take a little while to come up with this. Right, no, that's through. Oh, here we go. So the only thing I can see, don't know if you see it on that camera, on this bit of the hole here, there's a little bit of shadowing, and the same on that side there. The bottom is really good. Up to that mark there is really good. There's no sagging on the arch. The arch is fairly well uniformed. The bench line across the front there is really fairly straight. So again, that's not a problem. And the arch on that side is good. The circle in the back is fairly good. The lining up the side, there's a little bit of shadowing on this edge, but real minor. And then on the roof is fairly well uniformed. I don't know if you can see that. and the chimney's fairly well. So other than that little bit of shadow in there, for a benchy that's taken 16 minutes to print, that is really good. Straight out of the box. That's straight off the printer without any modifications, any tweaking, and straight off the.
You hadn't even opened it at all, had you?
No,
Hadn't
I
even opened
opened it.
at all
No, I opened it tonight.
until.
So for a first attempt from that printer is a really good. I'm happy with that. So the reviews on this printer said that they were good out of the box, and that is really good out of the box. So what I want to do is, I want to just upload
Copper owl.
Steve,
just a minute. Copper output. Just kidding. It's because the print head was blocking the view like Sonic Steve used to.
Oh.
He used to, didn't he? All the time. Head in the way of the camera.
So why is nothing working?
I don't know why our internet's dipping so much. I really don't.
Cura won't boot up now. I don't know what's going on with these computers tonight. All I want to do is boot up Cura. That's all I want to do.
So Rob from Kingswell said, good test is to click two benches together, test dimension and accuracy.
Yep.
Woodwork Learner said a benchy used to take over an hour. It's a long time, isn't it? Just for a benchy.
You mean they used to take ages? But they was good. But
I'll never forget. Used to bring him in and go, look what I've done, and I'd go, why have you printed that? Well, that's what it is, a test piece. And I was just like not impressed at all.
Cura won't boot up now. Oh my god. Right, so software. Creality print. So it's Creality print on that chip.
Dave Oaty said the benchy he printed on his SE last week took about 30 minutes, so when you have is a lot faster.
Yeah, this one does about 500 millimeters a minute. I don't know what the speed that was printing at.
I think Copper Owl's now feeling a bit bad. His production has improved 1,000 times. Great job, Steve and Nikki.
Right, what's this playing at?
I just have to be convincing and go, oh my God, that's absolutely amazing. If I'm too sarcastic, then, if I'm too enthusiastic, then he thinks I'm being sarcastic. So I do have to pick and choose.
Which is quite often.
So I do have to pick and choose. Ian said, Nikki, that's the exact response my wife gives me every time I make anything. Adam, I love wood turners on. Quality chosen effects print time 2. Wayne Bigfoot Woodcrafts on.
Hi Wayne, how you doing?
Harvey Klein said thanks for the information.
You're welcome. Right, I'm just reinstalling Cura because for some reason that won't boot up. Had it working earlier when I've done those vases, it worked fine. But because we're live.
Because it's so cold out here, that's what it is.
Rubbish.
I've got icicles on my nozzle.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a wuss. I'm not rebooting it again.
Yeah, but I admit I'm getting old, so I do feel the cold a lot more.
Right. I'm going to shut the computer down. Modern technology.
I saw these computers run, and probably the reason the internet's so slow.
It's not. It's up to 9. That's going to 11. That's fluctuating between 7 and 11 kilobytes a second.
AGK Woodworks, nice one, Steve. Thank you.
Well, that's good. I'm happy with that.
Colin, can we get gonks? Can we, Colin?
What for?
He's put, has he printed you any multicoloured gonks yet?
I didn't know you could do them.
Yeah, right. No, he has not. No,
Thanks,
it's not,
Con.
Roy. It's freezing in here. I tell you, when I get off this chair, my knees are going to give way.
It's freezing. Look, 16.8 degrees in here.
Yeah, it's cold. It's colder than my house. So Adam said, what filament are you using, Steve, and what types can it print?
It can print any type of filament. Don't know if it's in the book, is it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can print. I'm sure it can print near enough any filament that you can buy, other than metal, obviously. Filaments: PLA, PETG, ABS, TUP, ASA. Never heard of ASA. So that's just a small selection of filaments that can print. It can print files: STL, OBJs, 3MFs, AFMs, no AMFs. Let's see if I can see operation system.
Malcolm Douglas, you're youngster, Nicky. Wait till you get to mine. I don't feel young, Malcolm. Believe you me.
No,
Woodwork,
you don't.
shut
You're right.
up.
You don't feel
Woodwork
young.
learner said sometimes using a larger nozzle can improve print time, but you need to know the settings and limitations.
Yeah.
Robert Bortwood, he's got to go. He's had a minor op on his ear today. Removed a piece about the size of a 50p piece, and now it hurts like hell. You take care, mate. That sounds painful.
Yeah. Here. Hope you're feeling better. Thanks for coming over anyway. Oh, come on, computer. Jesus. Do you know what always amazes me? If you wasn't waiting for a computer, that would boot up in seconds. When you're waiting for it, it seems like you gotta last forever.
Can I go now?
No.
I'm cold. Need a coffee.
There's a machine in
And
there.
it's 9 o'clock.
There's a machine in there.
It's my bedtime on a Friday night.
Let me just get this doing.
Nigel said that's cold. That temperature. Yeah, I do dance with Hardbox. I do need a blanket.
I'll turn it up a bit more for you then, you pussy. Jesus.
Woodwork Learner said he's just got a notification of another guy doing a review of an Ender V3 lol.
If this don't go this time, I'm going home in disgust. Dun, dun. Right, let's try again. All I want is one file. That's all I want. It's not rocket science.
Woodwork Learner said, Steve, turn the diesel up.
Do you know how much diesel costs? Or kerosene costs? It's up to nearly £1 a litre now.
Pete just said I've got a video going live at 9:30 tonight. You can stay out and watch it, Nikki. Might be something to help me sleep, Pete.
No, still not. Why is Kira not booting up?
Nigel Harvey said, that's why I'm in the house watching you and not in my shed turning.
No, it's not booting up. Kira's not booting up for some reason, and I don't know
Yes,
why.
I knew what I did worked. Hey.
That amazes me because I've used it all through the week to do other projects.
I was
And
going to say, you've been out here today using it as well.
Yeah, I've used it today and it's worked fine. As soon as I want to upload this one file.
Rob from Kingswell put, Pete, any sanding on it?
No, ain't got a clue why it's not going. I ain't got a clue at all. Why are you not going?
Print a cube.
I can't. Can't. You without a cure. I can't do anything.
Oh, right. So Boaty's the only thing on, or Benchy is the only thing on there, is it?
On this stick, yeah. I was just going to upload a simple tool rest holder just to see how quick it printed it. But I can't because Cura won't boot up.
Could that be the problems we're having?
No, it's not. No, because it's not on the internet.
Oh, right.
That's on the computer. Just a
Don't raise your voice at me. I was only asking a question.
Just the computer being a tit.
Oi. Thing is, you watch, just guarantee as soon as you
Oh, as soon as I shut the live
decide
down,
to leave it.
that'll boot up straight away. Guarantee it.
Oh, Ian in the shed's got snow.
Wow.
Yes, but I've given up in the shed too and come inside to warm up. My shed isn't welcome when it's snowing. Oh, Woodwork Learner said, Steve, try
Kicking it.
Prusa Slicer. Prusa Slicer. Orca Slice is good too, if you want a cure alternative.
I don't understand it. I really don't. Like I say, it's just computers got a mind of their own, ain't they? Absolute mind of their own. 1 minute they'll work perfect. Next minute they'll be a pain in the backside.
Go on, say it. Just like the wife.
It's just going. It's just not doing anything. No, that's it. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Sod it. I will test it, and I will do a short on it. I will video on it. Right. So why did you?
Klingspor put shameless advert. That super nice belt on the Pro Edges Klingspor.
Right.
Fred's picture's frozen, but he's still got the sound.
I've had enough now. I've had enough
Woodwork
of
Learner,
things.
it said you're just after the watershed when you said that word. That naughty word.
I've had enough now. I'm sick of failing software. The software's failing. YouTube's failing. I'm going to uninstall it and see what happens.
I'm failing because I'm cold.
Oh, you keep on about cold. Right, that's it. No, I'm not doing no more. Sorry. Right, so
perhaps you could do a video or something on it. Yes, no.
I will fanny around.
I will.
I'm sick of computers and software tonight.
You're not going to mess.
YouTube is playing up. Computer in there is playing up. So I'm going home now.
So long journey.
So anyway, reviews are right about this printer. Straight out of the box, prints really well. I will stick a picture of this up for the first print. I'm really happy with that. No webbing on it. There's no hardly any. It was a little tiny bit of webbing just on that wall there, but other than that, there's no webbing at all on that.
Woodwork Learner said, "Don't throw the computer over your shoulder like you do when bowls fail."
No, I can't pick it up. But like I say, other than that little bit of shadowing on that edge there, I'm really happy with that for a first print. But I will tweak. I will make it better, and I will get that computer in there working. If not, I'm going to hit her with a hammer.
Pete said, "Steve, did you install any software for the new printer?"
Nope.
Roy said, "Steve, new computer next."
No.
AGK Woodwork says, "Poor Nikki's cold." Doug said, "YouTube's been fine since the 4th advert."
Crazy boy. That's
Malcolm
right.
said, "Go in and warm up, Nikki."
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything off tonight, and then I'm going to come back in the morning, and no doubt that computer will work fine as soon as I come back in here in the morning. And then I'm going to test print on the same settings. Just a 25mm tool rest holder. That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to upload it to the stick. But the trouble is when you go into slicing software, you have to tell it what printer you are using. Obviously, I've got 3 different styles of printers now, so I have to tell it what printer I'm using. If not, I'll just drag and drop the file over to the stick. But I can't do that because that will be for the end of freeze, the V2 or the max, so I couldn't do it. So anyway, I will do a basic test on it tomorrow and do a short video of it, and then stick it up on the tubes, and then we'll go from there. So other than that, I'm happy with that. I'm really pleased that, like it said, 10 minutes to put it together. Prints virtually straight out of the box, well, acceptable out of the box, and we'll see how it prints one of my own files out of the box. But other than that, I'm happy with it. So I'm going to knock it on head now because everything's going Pete Tong. I've had enough. So other than that, guys, hashtag on Sunday, so make sure you come over and watch that. So we will see you then. Other than that, have a great weekend. Take care. Speak to you soon. And bye for now. Say bye, Nick.
Bye.
That's all, folks.